Buongiorno and welcome to Tortellino time. I'm making a side dish, a crispy balsamic thyme potato torte. This is something I'm doing alongside a roast which I'm cooking for Mother's Day, but the roast will be in a different video, but I'll give you links and so on. I've just peeled 3 medium potatoes. They weighed about 600 grams and I'm cooking for 3 people, but I'm now slicing them very thinly using this mandolin. If you do not have a mandolin, just use a knife. Do them as thin as you can. However, if you do have a mandolin, make sure that you keep an eye on your fingers, especially if you're videoing like me. It's so easy to lose one. Large glass bowl, and I'll move my potatoes inside it, and I'll cover them with water so that they release some of their starches. I will leave the potato in water for about 10 minutes. In the meantime, I'll get some of the other ingredients ready. This is Parmesan cheese grater, larger teeth side, and I'll grate about 50 grams. If you like Parmesan cheese, you can do more. If you don't like Parmesan cheese, use a different cheese. And I'm not doing the same, using some mature cheddar, again using the large side of my teeth, and quantity similar, about 50 to 70 grams. And back to my potatoes. I've got here one of those clever kitchen gadgets to rinse and drain salad. And before I marinate my potatoes, I want to make sure they're nice and dry, so I'll just add them in. And look at the color of the water. The cloudiness is all of the starches released by the potatoes. And I'll put the lid on, like so, and I'll give them a little spin. This must be what it feels like to be inside a washing machine on a rinse cycle. And here they are. They're not perfectly dry, but most of the water is gone. Here, this is what's left. In the meantime, I've washed and dried my bowl, and I can add them in. And I'll start adding the condiments to marinate my potatoes. So a generous amount of olive oil first, followed by some melted butter, large clove of garlic inside my garlic crusher, and I will add it as well. Perfect. I mentioned thyme at the beginning, so I will be adding a little now, but also a little bit more at the end on top before it goes in the oven. Half a teaspoon of salt and some pepper. Using my hands to mix them together. 2 reasons. One is more gratifying, but also, if you look, because they're very thinly sliced, they have this habit of getting stuck together, and if you're using your hands, you can easily detach them to ensure that all of the marinade cover the surface of each piece of potato. The garlic and the thyme have been activated by the hot butter, and there is the most wonderful flavor coming up. I've put some butter on some kitchen paper, and I'm now greasing the bottom and the sides of a little baking tin, one with the clip. But you can use anything you like, anything you've got in your cupboards. This is similar to baking paper, but it is reusable, and it is the shape of the bottom of my tin, so I'll put that at the bottom. And I'm now starting to layer the potatoes at the bottom of my tin first. I'm going to be a little bit more generous with the bottom. That's perfect. Followed by some Parmesan cheese first and some cheddar. And before I move on to the next layer, I will apply some balsamic vinegar. And off I go again with the next layer of potatoes, cheese and balsamic vinegar until I run out of potatoes. And I've just reached the last layer, and the bottom of my bowl has got some water which has been released by the potatoes. I'll try not to get that because I don't really want water in there, but there is also some garlic which I want to make sure that I add to my potatoes. So I'm carefully going along and adding as much as I can. And I'll put a little balsamic vinegar first this time. Strictly speaking, I should be using either double cream or heavy cream or cream of some kind, but I think there is plenty going on with cheese, so I aim to keep this relatively healthy if I can, so I will be using some natural yogurt instead, and that is what I'm adding right now. I just put in 5 dessert spoons and I'll spread it all over. Followed by one final sprinkle of Parmesan cheese and also cheddar. And one last sprinkle of balsamic vinegar on top, which will give it a beautiful color once it's cooked. But also mentioned a little bit more thyme earlier, so I'll sprinkle a little bit on the very top, so that the thyme and the balsamic vinegar provide the signature to the dish there. And it is ready to go in the oven. I've placed it inside a baking tray, as it is inevitable that some leakage will come through as the bottom is detachable. Obviously, if you're using a normal oven dish, you don't need to worry. But also you can put some aluminium foil, which is actually what I'm going to be using now to cover it. And I'll put it on top, and I will bake it for 45 minutes with the aluminium foil on top at a temperature of 190 degrees. After 45 minutes, I will be removing the aluminium foil, and I will leave it to bake for another 20 to 25 minutes until it's lovely and crispy on the top. And then we can take a look. See you then. And my potatoes are ready and they look lovely. Look at this. I've actually got them out of the oven about 5 minutes ago, so they've been cooling down, which is ideal, so that they can come out of the tin much easier. And let's take a look. Here is my clip. I'll just undo it. Perfect. Look at this. And before I go any further, I'm going to show you with the camera, this camera here. Look, this is what you can see on the sides. Isn't that wonderful? Really, really good. But it is still sitting on the original metal plate, and as it has cooled down slightly, I should be able to easily move it onto a plate. There, perfect. And let's see what it looks like on the inside now. Well, it feels very nice. And let's lift one slice and I'll show you on the inside. There. Ooh, smell is absolutely amazing. It's really, really nice. I can see there is a little coming through here. I'll just try and then I'll go. They are perfect. Delicious and creamy, and the garlic, only put one clove in, it's not too strong, and crispy as well because of the top. Delicious. By the way, I meant to add, this is a side dish, as I might have mentioned earlier, to Mother's Day, and I'm going to show you what else I've cooked for Mother's Day. And here it is. I've done some very slow cooked beef. I'll just move this out of the way, and here it is. And there is a separate video which I will be posting also, and I cooked this for 3.5 hours. It's brisket and it falls apart, but as I mentioned, there will be a different video, and I'll put various hints and cards on this video so that you've got visibility of this as well if you want to make it. And for dessert, I've made this tart, which is a crumble tart, and has got lemon, ricotta, pistachio, and the lemon is lemon curd, by the way, and it's absolutely delicious. I've made it before, so again, there will be a link in this video somewhere you will see appearing on and off in case you want to make this as well. So that is the end of this video for now. Hopefully you will make the potatoes, and they're really, really nice, and I used the yogurt, so they're not as bad. Thank you for watching, arrivederci and buon appetito, ciao!